If I were a 49er fan, it's okay to like Brock Purdy. Yeah, he's our franchise quarterback, but it's more than fair to worry about him. And my question to 49er fans would be, what would concern you about Brock Purdy? Is it his performance? Is it the fact that his contract is calling for him to make so much money? Now you're worried about him being injury prone?
Ask me.
What is it?
He doesn't know if the toe was the reason for the bad play. That's my immediate concern. Like, I would like to hear, yeah, it was because of the foot. Steiny, my elbows hurt. My velo was down. That's a direct result from that injury. But when Brock said, I can't tell you the toe was the reason for me out there, and I think that's where you have the license, not for an excuse, but, like, we understand what you're hurt, you're gimpy. But I guess I thought, oh, man, this thing could linger if he didn't know after a game if that was the reason.
He knows. You don't think he knows?
But you think it would have been, I'm asking honestly, you know what? I think he does it. But would you have lost any football respect for him or any player that said, yeah, that was a lot because toe was just really bothering me? I wouldn't have.
Well, you say that now, but, like, I disagree. If Mac Jones said, hey, did the toe bother you? And he goes, you know what? I really couldn't plan off it. He would then people would say, the way it is in football, if you're on the field, you're healthy. Then it's like, you know what? Then you hurt your team. Like that. Like, no, I don't think another quarterback. I don't think another quarterback would get the break. Like,
we're making too big of a deal of it. Then, if you're right, if you're on the field, we're assuming you're healthy. Everybody's got a story. Then
he is hurt, but he just didn't want to say he was hurt because he didn't want to use
100% moving forward.
Okay, well then that's a problem. Like, that's a problem. But all I'm saying is that if his toe was hurt, and he managed to fight through and play, and that's the way he played, well, and he had input on that decision. He doesn't have input on that decision anymore. Because just because he wants to play, I'm not putting him out there if that's the quarterback I'm getting.
I get
and
that.
I'm going to assume it's a quarterback I'm getting because he did look different than he normally looks when he's healthy. The other thing is, was the toe the reason he fumbled?
No. You asking me, I'm saying no. That ball got knocked out of his hand.
So there's a lot to figure out as to what relates to what and what doesn't.
Well, I'll tell you this, and this is no shade at the youngsters on the defensive line, but when you lose Bosa, there's nothing until you go make a move or try, and even with that, you ain't getting nothing close to the impact of one Nick Bosa. But, Steiny, I will say in a crazy way, and I'm not minimizing or diminishing Brock Purdy, if he's out, I do feel like what we've seen from Mac Jones, who's 2-0 in a Niner uniform, the drop-off is not as big as what we're seeing on the D-line and depending on these youngsters and the Bryce Huffs of the world. Like, Mac Jones has shown us he can win. So, I'm going worst-case scenario. You miss Brock, Mac still, he's a serviceable quarterback, Sonny. That's all I'm saying, and he's undefeated when he started. Now, what that means tonight, I have no idea. It could mean diddly squat, but I guess I hope you get the gist of what I'm putting down. I think the quarterback, without Brock Purdy, the quarterback for position for the Niners is, I dare I say, in good hands. Okay, there's some fall off, but it's not that drastic in other cities, I believe.
Yeah, and you know what?
And Mac's 2-0 under center as a starter here.
And I'm going to absolutely, positively wait to make that assessment on Mac Jones and how long he can hold it down. Yeah, he's won them 2 games.
But this matters tonight because it's the Rams. It matters.
Of course, and you take into consideration that they're not whole, but you'll be able to tell if he looks overmatched or not. But yeah, the idea that, I don't know, this is just me, the idea that, Mac Jones won a game against the Saints and then they won a game against the Cardinals means,
which they could have lost both. I hear you.
Means that, like, everything's fine and Mac Jones could get them where they need to go. I'm absolutely positively not there. We're getting into an area here where, to me, this is how you judge a backup quarterback. If Mac Jones is going to end up playing multiple weeks, we are going to get a fuller understanding of how close he is to being a Brock Purdy if all things are equal.
Yeah, and I know it's a game of attrition. Just the sport is violent. We know that. It's been that. It always will be. But, man, Stouty, just from a Niners standpoint, you talk about when that day will come when they get whole. I'm watching tonight saying to myself, and I mean it, who else are they going to lose tonight? Because that's been the theme. Every week it's been you get somebody back, but you lose somebody. And hopefully that trend stops tonight. But just think about what I just said. And I know it's football, but my gosh, here you are already, short-staffed, and hopefully you don't come out of this game losing another body.
Well, yeah, we'll see. I mean, the funny thing is just because they've suffered injuries doesn't mean they won't suffer more injuries. Or maybe the injuries are done. Yeah. Maybe they're all done. And the rest of the year will be about guys recuperating and guys getting back.